So I've been lifting weights for some time. Started getting pretty serious for about 5 years. So it's safe to say I've been doing this for a little bit. And I've made some drastic mistakes in my bodybuilding journey that you do not want to make at all. You don't want to waste your time. You want to get big as quick as possible. I got you. So first things first, go on ChatGPT since we have this now. I didn't have this when I first started lifting. So go on ChatGPT and look up what a lean bulk 200 calorie surplus is, and then look up progressive overload. Those are the two most important things that if you're not doing right now, you're not gonna grow regardless, right? That's just a quick little beginner bonus right there. I'm not gonna get too much into it though. Let ChatGPT help you get started, because basically everything ChatGPT is gonna tell you, I'm gonna end up telling you. But I'll tell you something that ChatGPT doesn't tell you. When you're training with your lean bulk 200 calorie surplus with progressive overload, you gotta burn your muscles. That's a mistake that I was making, training until failure, but that failure was not a burning sensation failure. It was just a failure because the weight was so heavy. And there's a difference between the two. If you're just lifting and lifting and lifting, and then it just gets to the point where it's so heavy you can't lift it anymore, but you weren't burning, that's strength-based. Doing your repetitions to the point where your muscles start to burn is what actually causes your muscles to break down and regrow. You want that lactic acid to build up. When it builds up, it tells your body that your muscles need to be repaired. After the damage that you just created, you've created micro tears in your muscles, so they need to get repaired. Then overnight when you sleep, your body repairs those micro tears, making your muscles bigger, which is what we call hypertrophy. So the repetitions that you want to be doing that keep you in the hypertrophy range, it's around 6 to 30 reps, depending on your body. Everyone's body's different. Some people can feel hypertrophy off of 6 reps, but if you're like me, you'll start feeling hypertrophy after like 12 to 15 reps. Another mistake that I made was not programming my lifts at all. I was doing my push-pull leg split, but that wasn't enough. You need to actually do more than a split. So what is the next step further than a training split? It's an actual program. So you're still doing your splits, you're still doing your upper body days, or your full body, or your push-pull legs, or your bro split. I think they have like an Arnold split that you could be doing, I don't know. But you take that split and you program the split itself. There's 3 big ones that you can do, the 3 popular ones. There's other ones too, but I'm just gonna go over the 3 popular ones, which the first one is the conjugate method, or the John Jewett. This is where you incorporate max effort days, dynamic effort, or repetition effort days. I believe this is for mainly power lifters. So if you're a bodybuilder, you might want to steer away from that. But if you're looking for strength in bodybuilding, then yes, you could probably do the conjugate method. Just try it out. I've tried it out before myself. Didn't really work good for me, but other people can probably get really good results from it. So the next program that you can do is linear periodization, which is when you gradually increase weight over time while reducing your repetitions. Or you can do a mesocycle, which is what I'm currently doing right now and I'm seeing great results from. Mesocycles are trained in blocks. So you got a normal training day, right? Normal training session. You do a couple training sessions, right? Let's say you do 4 to 12 training sessions. That'll create one microcycle, right? Now, if you do a couple microcycles, it'll turn into one mesocycle. Now, if you do a few mesocycles, that turns into a macrocycle. When I do my microcycles, I don't go by the week. Your body doesn't know when 7 days is up, right? A lot of people will do, let's say you're like me, right? And you do upper lower splits. Let's say some people will probably do Monday, Wednesday, Friday is all upper days, and then they take Saturday, Sunday off. Your body doesn't know when the end of the week is, so why are you taking 2 days off? So that's why the microcycles are a thing, because your body doesn't know. So instead of a 7-day week, you'll probably end up doing like 11 training days. And then at the end of your microcycle, either do a deload or you'll add more volume. As each microcycle goes by, as you do each mesocycle, you'll slowly increase your volume all the way up to the maximum that your body will allow you to do, in most cases is around the 25 sets per week. So right now, currently, I can go on my phone and I can tell you exactly what my next training session is gonna be. Mine's gonna be microcycle 5A, mesocycle 6. And that sounds really confusing, but one easy way to put it, this is how I think about it. You got your week, right? So 7 days a week. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, 7 training sessions. That would be one microcycle. Think of 1 week being one microcycle, right? Now, there's 4 weeks in a month, right? So if you do 4 microcycles that are 7 days long, that's a month, right? So that month can be your mesocycle, right? Now, so you got 4 microcycles, 12 months, that makes a year, right? So 12 mesocycles could make 1 macrocycle. Technically, you could do that. You could do 7 training blocks is 1 microcycle, 4 microcycles is 1 mesocycle, 12 mesocycles is 1 macrocycle. You could technically do that. However, if you were to do that, you would start to realize how this probably isn't the most optimal approach you can make for your program. You can get more optimal than that. But I like the mesocycles because at the end of all of your microcycles, when you reach your new mesocycle, you can decide, you go back and you refer back to your lifts. Okay, what exercises did I like? What exercises did I dislike? Which ones do I want to try next? For example, I'm trying to build hypertrophy. I'm doing my barbell bench press. I'm not trying to gain strength though. What can I do better than a barbell bench press? Well, I could do the dumbbell bench press instead. So that's what I'll do on my next mesocycle. But I'm getting too passionate right now. If you want me to make a full video on all of these programs, linear periodization, the John Jewett, the mesocycles, and then if you want me to even get deeper into other programs, let me know in the comment section below and I'll make a video on that. And the last mistake, if you're new to this channel, this will blow your mind. But if you've been watching my channel quite some time, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I knew he was definitely gonna say that. But the last one is not keeping an eye on your hormonal health. If you're not getting a regular blood test to test your testosterone levels once a year, you're missing out. You gotta go get a test. Tests are free, especially if you're only doing them once a year. So get your testosterone levels checked. If they're anything under 700 nanograms a deciliter for your total testosterone, you're probably gonna wanna start implementing a high testosterone lifestyle. Even if your levels are high, I don't think it would hurt to raise them even higher. And one good way to start with your hormones is by swapping out white meat for red meat. So chicken, you can discard your chicken and just start eating red meat. You don't know why? There's much more vitamins in red meat than there is in white meat, and more nutrients are going to cause your body to help hormone function, ultimately leading to higher testosterone levels. In order to let your body absorb all those nutrients, you need to have good gut health. Any signs of poor gut health can block nutrient absorption, so it's important to practice a diet that won't give you poor gut reactions. Things to avoid to keeping your gut healthy: too much protein in one sitting, too much carbs in one sitting, too much fat in one sitting, too much linoleic acid, too much oxalates, and too much phytates. And then we're gonna rule out the obvious. If you're not doing this now, you definitely need to do this. No processed sugars, no weed, no alcohol, no cigarettes. Linoleic acid, oxalates, and phytates all block nutrient absorption in the body. You don't need to avoid it, but you can lower the amount that you consume. Oxalates and phytates are found in kale, spinach, a lot of leafy greens, while peanut butter and nuts in general have linoleic acid in them. You want to avoid the symptoms of a poor gut. Anything that makes your stomach hurt, anything that makes your stomach gurgle, any negative reactions in your body in general. Like really, you're not supposed to have the protein farts all the time. I'm sorry, but that's just not the case. So if you follow any of these symptoms, you'll probably want to change your diet up a little bit. Change your diet up, but still allow that 200 calorie surplus, lean bulk, progressive overload. And you're gonna start making insane gains in the gym naturally. Now that your gut health is good, you can stay away from microplastics. That's the second thing that you're gonna want to stay away from. Those water bottles that you've been drinking, those have been sitting out in the sun before they even get shipped to the warehouse. Before you even touch them, they're already sitting out, basking in the hot sun all day. That plastic is barely melting and is still getting into the water. Now you're drinking that plastic, and that is absolutely just deteriorating your testosterone because it's exposing the plastics into your water. Especially if you're leaving that in a hot car too. I shouldn't even have to provide any scientific data for this one. This is all over online now. They say that you consume like a credit card full of plastic a week or something like that, but we're not gonna be doing that anymore.